Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friendship Pearson. It is October 17th of 2024. It is 12:20 in the PM. When I tell you I had cracked the code of the century, I have cracked the code of the century. I want to say thank you, Jesus, for a mindset to think, a gift that I ran from numerous times when I was younger, but I've come to appreciate what God is doing and utilizing me for the end time. Some folks might find this strange. Don't let numbers make you run from a God that is a numerical God. He knows every hair on your head. He knows how many stars are in the sky. He is the great I am. It has taken me, obviously, a period of time to appreciate God and what he's doing and why he's doing it. We have an election coming up. So we think. I said we have an election coming up. So we think. I have half the mind to do some computations about every presidential so-called race in American history. Because what I'm about to show you is just not a mathematical improbability. But people, I'm sure no one else has figured this out. And I'm going to post this on every type of social media that I can. Because I want you to understand something. God is allowing us to see that he is just. And that's very important to understand that we serve a God that is just. I can appreciate more and more of him creating a new heaven, a new earth without spot and wrinkle. If I do one day analyze every election in the United States and come out with the same result, or let's say the percentage is high, you will no longer look at this country. You will no longer look at this nation through the lens that they want you to look at. You understand that it is a selection, that it is ruled by a calendar and a system of things. And it appears it always has been. People have spent millions of dollars, countless hours, days, and months, and even years. They've cast their ballot in faith on the local level, on the national level. Probably the only thing that is barely untouched is your local level. We understand how things can happen in the ward. We probably still got a little power at that level. But anything else, once you see this video, and trust me, I'm not saying stay at home. I'm saying still work your will. I'm saying even work it more. Because we're dealing with a strange fruit. A very strange fruit. Now, let me hasten on to this. When the video ends, I want you to just sit there and think about what you just saw. And maybe I'll go live today and talk about it a little bit more detail. God bless you.
Former President Jimmy Carter has cast his ballot in the upcoming election. Family members say he voted by mail using an absentee ballot today. Carter just celebrated his 100th birthday on the 1st of this month. In August, family members said Carter was still very interested and engaged in politics, especially the situation in Gaza, and hoped to live long enough to vote for Vice President Kamala Harris, which he has now done.
So that's what Jimmy Carter did. Let's read. Jimmy Carter votes for Kamala Harris in 2024 election at the milestone 100th birthday. I've asked myself so long, how come Donald Trump keeps bringing up Jimmy Carter? I know he says that Biden makes Jimmy Carter look good. I have done countless articles over the years since the late 70s about Jimmy Carter and how I believe he was controlled by the Trial Commission and the Council on Foreign Relations, that he was even put in power by them, and that his administration was stuffed with one-worlders. You guys probably can appreciate some of the work that I've done just this year on French Shot Blue, this actual channel, where I've gone into that. But little did I know, there were some numbers right in front of my face that point all the way till today. Before his milestone 100th birthday, former President Jimmy Carter told his family he wanted to hold on to support Democratic nominee Kamala Harris. On Wednesday, he cast his ballot for vice president. Jimmy Carter told his son, Chip Carter, earlier this year, I'm only trying to make it to vote for Kamala Harris, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. The Carter Center, the global charity Jimmy Carter and former First Lady Rosalynn Carter founded in the 1980s, confirmed to the USA Today the former president voted by mail on Wednesday. And he is the oldest president. He turned 100 on October 1st.
But she was the weakest person on the whole list. But she's got the fake news. They're all fake, and they're behind her. Nobody knows why. I'm sure they don't know why. They do it out of habit. They do it because there's no reason why anybody would be behind her. She's not qualified. She'll do a horrible job. She'll be the worst president. She'll be worse than Joe, which is hard to believe. The happiest president right now is Jimmy Carter, because his administration was brilliant compared to the one we have right now.
I always wondered again why he brought him up. Well, they got some things in common, people. Just hold tight. Please, just hold tight. I got to bring this to you gradually.
We cannot.
And here they are. You'll see them sitting in a post that was created. Why Biden looks like a giant next to President Carter and his wife. Yeah. Well, it's because as you get older, you shrink. That's what the doctor said. Just want to throw that out there. Next. On 10/16/2024, that's when Jimmy Carter cast his vote yesterday, Wednesday. On 12/31/2024, that ends the end of the year. The difference is 76 days. Why is that 76 important? Suppose I told you that Jimmy Carter swore in the Bible on January 20th, 1976. 1976, and became President of the United States. Is it coincidence that in 1976 he became president, and 76 days before the end of the year, he cast a vote for Kamala Harris? Is that coincidence? And look at this. In 1976, he put his hand on the Bible and sworn he would be faithful to America, both foreign and domestic, and protect us against all harm. Now it's 2024. The difference is 48 years ago. 48, I've been telling people like April 8th. On April 8th, there was an eclipse where X came over America. I do believe between all these hidden entities, they can finally pull this off at some point. They can X out America. And yes, a former president as well. But it will be a puppet. Now look at this. Jimmy Carter is 100 years old. His birthday is October 1st, 1924. He was elected November 2nd, 1976. Let me see here. That should have been 1975. Well, 1976, November 2nd, 1976. So I stand corrected. November 2nd, 1976. November 2nd, 1976. Subtracted from October 1st, which is Jimmy Carter's birthday. The difference is 47 years and 47 weeks. And we're trying to elect a 47th president? Is that coincidence? It's deep, ain't it? The day he became president, 11/2/1976. Subtracted from his last birthday, October 1st. 47 years, 47 weeks. That's pretty deep, huh? That's pretty deep. And we look back at this, 10/16, the day that he cast his ballot, versus the end of the year, 76. It's just amazing. Once I get to this, people, you'll appreciate why I'm doing it. It's unbelievable what I came up with. It really is. Then look at this here. This is the day that Jimmy Carter put his hand on the Bible, January 20th, 1977. So I'm corrected. January 20th, 1977, put his hand on the Bible and swore he'd protect the country, national and domestic, versus 1/20/2025, the next president of the United States. Difference is 48 years. There's that 48 again. Then look at this. He just cast his vote yesterday. That is Jimmy Carter, 10/16, versus Barack Obama, who many believe is the Antichrist and the orchestrator of all things in this time. Barack Obama's birthday is August 4th, 2024. Difference between Barack Obama's last birthday and Jimmy Carter casting his vote yesterday, the difference is 2 months, 1 week, 6 days. 2/16. What's the 216th day of the year? Believe it or not, it's August 4th. I know you're saying, wow, come on, man. How is that possible? The powers have a calendar, and it speaks in relation to how they function on the planet. It's just a coincidence. Now look at this. I've showed this before, but new subscribers, Nick Shirley subscribers, other ones, welcome. Joe Biden had 306 votes last time. Trump had 232. The difference was 74 votes, and Trump lost. Trump was 74 years old at the time. Yes, he was. He got 74 million votes. Joe Biden got 81 million votes. And 81 years old, he said he would not run again. Is that coincidence? And Trump got, again, 74 million votes, and Trump was 74 years old when he lost. Okay, go down the road. Jimmy Carter, he beat Gerald R. Ford. 297 votes versus 240. Difference is 57 votes. 40 million versus 39 million. But the 297 versus 240 is 57. Remember that number. Jimmy Carter won. Presidency, 1976. Now, if you take the 1024, and I'm going to show you how I got that. This is deep. I got to do a conversion for you. 1024. I'm going to show you something. Remember when I said that Jimmy Carter had 297 votes? Okay? The 297th day of the year is October 24th. Gerald R. Ford had 240 votes. All this electoral college. Watch this. The 240th day of the year is August 28th. Now, look at this. Subtract 297 from 240, you get 57, right? That's 57 votes. What if I told you if you convert these numbers into dates? October 24th, August 28th, the difference is 57 days. So 57 days matches 57 votes. Look at it. I told you I got something to show you, but this ain't all. It's gonna blow your mind. 297, 240. 297, 240. The difference is 57 in votes. Convert the 297 into days. 297th day of the year is October 24th. The 240th day of the year is August 28th. 1024, 828. 1024, 828. The difference 57 days. I was shouting, come on, man. I know it's deep. And I guess the cherry on top is that it's 8 weeks and 1 day, 81. Was it pointing to the future? Joe Biden's 81 years old now. Maybe, but check this out. I want to show you this too. I'm shaking right about now, so give me a break, people. My head is so messed up. It really is, because I've never saw this before till today. Joe Biden got 306 votes. Trump got 232 votes. 306, 232. 306 versus 232 is 74. And I already told you that Trump was 74 years old at the time when he lost. That's a mathematical improbability, don't you think? That Biden beat Trump by 74 votes, and Trump just happened to be 74 years old? Okay. What if I told you the 306th day of the year is November 2nd? And what if I told you the 232nd day of the year is August 20th? And the difference between November 2nd and August 20th is 74 days. And Trump was 74 years old at the time. And Trump lost by 74 votes. People, like I said at the beginning, I have half the mind to go through every election that we've ever had. And what I can tell you is that 48 years after Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford, the vote count was 57 votes. And the dates come out to 57 days in between. 57, 57. And then boom, here we have an election between these presidents. 306 versus 232, 74. Transform the dates. 11-2, 820, 74, 74. It's a mind blower. I will be live on the night of the election. If these computations, or whatever you want to call them, if these numbers, for example, whoever wins between Kamala and Trump, if these numbers come out to a certain number, and that number converts into date, and a date and that number here matches this number here, I don't know what else to tell you. But what I can tell you right now is that I have half the mind to go through all of our elections so you can understand. We ain't never mattered. We ain't never mattered. And God gave me that revelation, a couple years ago, I started telling people that it's over with, that the only thing we can do in a spiritual sense is approach this thing like Moses did. And I said the best move we can do is the one through Trump, because I don't think we can have too much headway through Kamala and Biden. But either way, you need to understand. There's a strong possibility from just these two elections, there's no such thing as an election in America, because these are mathematical improbabilities. There's no way in the world you can convert a vote count into dates and then that number match. I am Friendship Pearson. Put your comments down, let me know. Please, I want to have the thumbs ups matches the views. Show me some appreciation so we can push this thing out here. If this video can get at least 10,000 views, then maybe we can reach some people who can pray and act like Moses. Because look, we got to put salvation on the ballot. You understand what I'm saying? I've been all over this Jimmy Carter thing, as you guys well know. I've been showing videos on Jimmy Carter. I've been writing about the Jimmy Carter administration when I became a journalist back in the 70s, late 70s. And here I am showing you something which I'm sure nobody else has ever shown before. And why would God allow me to see that right now? Less than 3 weeks away from the presidential election. Because he loves us, because he's concerned about us, because he made us, and he wants your hope and trust to be in him and not man. That much I can tell you. They're going to do what they want to do. But we got to get this thing, we got to get this, our whole being, our whole faith, all of our concerns to the Lord Jesus. That's what we got to do. If you don't know him, it's time. God is your best politician at this point. He created the heavens and earth. He said, go and be fruitful and multiply. He said, go and subdue the earth. That's the political side to that. And we got to put our trust in the Lord. Because as you can see, you haven't counted, at least since the Jimmy Carter administration, you don't count on the national level. This explains why they can bring in illegals and take care of them with all this money and neglect us as we transform. They're one and the same. Republican, Democrat. Satan is running the show, nationally and internationally. This is the best way I can break it down to you. There's no room for debate once you see the math. And I believe God allowed me to see this today so I can show you that you don't matter to these people. It's all a game. You put your heart and soul into the campaign, your money, your loyalty, your tears, your blood, your sweat. It really wasn't all in vain, because now we can actually see how we need to manage this thing. Forget about the candidates and put salvation on the ballot. I hope it's clear now. I really hope it's clear. With this video, you can see by the numbers why your faith has got to be poured into Jesus. And you push whoever becomes president. You got to push like Moses. It's time. Because they're going to create a one world system. And we're out for battle, whether we like it or not. And the system has been lying to us, at least since the Jimmy Carter days. I'm Friendship Pearson. I pray you like the video. God bless.